Okay, I think we're going to call the item 8 to order.
Here.
Here. And Mr. Balloon is on the phone. Bill, can you hear us okay?
Yep, I'm here in spirit.
Thanks, Bill.
Actually, you're kind of a small version of yourself, if I can see it.
Okay, so we'll move on to the meeting minutes from December 12th. Hopefully everybody had a chance to look at them. And can I have a motion to approve the minutes? Second, are there any edits, corrections? If not, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Okay. Minutes are approved. Bills and communications, Jen?
There are no changes to the schedule of payments. We have 13 payments for your approval in the total amount of $18,018.91. Down on the bottom section, there's just some regular payroll and postage payments for your information. And then on the second page, also for your information, is the record of our first payment in lieu of tax distribution. So there were just 2 projects that we collected and distributed for in December, totaling $112,000, $112,348.51.
I like how you're reporting. I have done it though.
I just started about last year. I think. Thanks.
Okay, does that need a motion? I guess we do need a motion, right? Can I have a motion to approve the communication? Carol second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Great. Staff activity report, but there's also, it looks like you guys were kind of busy.
And I have no updates. We're working on the rest of the pilot bills and invoicing. So we got most of them out last week and a few more, I think, to do this week. So we'll be collecting pilot payments now through about February 15th and dispersing them. Does anyone have questions on the staff report?
All right, so now we're going to move on to new business, and the first item has to do with the amended governance committee policy, which you see both, I believe, what we're looking at is one with the track changes, the edits accepted, and one which shows the changes that were made.
And the changes are all to adopt language from amendments to paragraph.
And by the way, we're going to be doing the same thing for
The other, yeah.
So,
And Jen sent these through. I checked them. This is what you need to do.
okay.
Straightforward.
So let's get a motion first, and we'll see if there's any discussion needed. Can I have a motion to approve the governance committee policy? Ed, Carol, second. Any discussion? All good? Okay, then all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. That carries. The next item is the loan to check the holdings. We have a resolution. Who's gonna give us a
Julio worked with the borrower and the loan committee has approved this loan. But do you want to give a brief overview? We received some materials as well.
Yeah.
Sure. And I don't believe there's a formal resolution.
No, we don't have a written
Is there not?
resolution.
No.
No.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so this
This
is
is
just.
just to,
This is the 50-50 one that we just did,
It is.
45,000.
Reporting on it, right? I know we had emails, a lot of.
We had agreed,
Yeah.
you had agreed to 80 originally, but the length of time it took the legislature to come through. Direct costs went up, and originally there's some back and forth as to the, but John was trying to go back and we're 50-50.
it'll be 45 from here, 45 from the county.
Right. And so it's a
That's
fair,
Howard, it's a bit harsh. Cost of the loan time, it's because he changed the configuration. Very more, bigger pipe in. So that was 15,000, he was putting 5 in, he needed an additional 10. I got the 40,000 by the county. For the idea. Their portion.
So what we need to do here today, because,
We're done, we're good 45.
Yeah,
45.
and
I just,
there hasn't been, and there will be soon. I'm gonna bring a resolution that authorizes the loan committee to approve these loans, so we don't have a second step, because the loan committee spends hours on these things, and then comes here and says to Scott, is it okay? So
So is it okay?
Wait, so what is before us right now?
this loan,
Are we approving it today?
I would.
Okay, but you're saying then you're coming back with a resolution?
No, I make it unnecessary in the future, or have to come back.
Got it. Okay, so the motion on the floor is to approve this loan, correct? And did we get a motion already? I'm losing track.
I don't know.
Is that what you and Carol did?
Okay.
All right, so.
Do it again.
I was gonna give, do you want to add anything?
I would just say that it's a loan to install vehicle station. The town mission. Well, no, but this is right in town. Yeah, it used to be.
just,
Where's all this? Right, that's why it's.
Okay, any further questions? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Okay, approved.
While we're on that, is there anybody here who wants to continue that process, or do you want a resolution brought here that authorizes the loan committee to approve these loans?
As opposed to us having to then approve them at this meeting.
Correct. You have a three-person loan committee of John, Howard, and Paul, who spend an egregious amount of time looking at minute details. Right. And if they approve it,
What's the dollar value maximum that it could be? Unlimited?
compared to the IDA's net worth, the minimum 50 grand maybe.
Oh, okay, so I'd be in favor.
I think it's the county.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Let's fix,
Yeah.
let's make it a one.
Get one.
Go with the one-stop shop.
one stop.
Okay,
We'll have that
Great.
for the next meeting.
great, fine.
And it may require us to amend the loan guidelines, which may say something, but we'll, whatever we need to do, we'll fix.
Well, I know a lot of work goes into the process.
Leo does an excellent job.
He does.
No matter how hard he works at it, somebody always has to get something.
There's always a change, and he doesn't really care for us on any given day, but.
Okay, so we're good. We're moving on to the resolution. Now we have the resolution in front of us related to the mortgage involving a loan from M1 Bank.
This is the long ago approved Harris Road Liberty solar project. And we just last month approved an increase of the amount of the loan for the Barone solar project. What's happened is the cost of inputs to go into these projects has skyrocketed. Steel has, for example, doubled. So to make these viable, the federal and state government is just throwing more money at them. So they're still viable projects, and you're still gonna have the same end result. But it's gonna cost 1.5 times as much to get them, which means the mortgages are all gonna be applied.
So it's a formality that they have to come to us to get it.
You approved a mortgage recording tax exemption of 30,000.
Right.
When the mortgage was gonna be 300 3 million on a $4.5 million project. It no longer is a $4.5 million project because steel costs a ton.
Got Okay,
Panels cost more money,
That a fund?
but to not have this whole process that's conceived by Washington and Albany, and the government's just throwing more money at it.
okay, so can I, if everyone got a chance to look at this, can I have a motion to approve this resolution?
Carol,
Ed, Carol, okay, any discussion? Questions? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the next resolution is the sales tax abatement for Catskill Hospitality. They're looking for an extension through July 31. It will expire.
we originally contemplated making this just some very specific items. But Jen recommended, and I concur with the recommendation, that we just give them a blanket exception because they have a lot of them.
Yeah, this is Bradenville, 1231, this is gonna be so hard.
They have to put in connecting doors between rooms. They have a whole lot of work to do to bring it up to Hilton's specifications.
But they're open, right?
They're open, yeah.
Okay.
Is this the one next to ShopRite?
Yeah.
This is an amazing place for us, I will tell you.
What do you mean?
The casino just dropped the ball. We have people coming every week and they'll only stay here.
Oh, you mean place for you for business?
Right, this has become, for every company, every whatever.
Really?
They're doing a phenomenal job. People that come for us that stay weeks in a clip, they have a common kitchen, love it here. They were staying at the casino, but the billing was bad, the food was bad, nothing was open, it was horrible for business stuff. And they love this, like, go over to ShopRite, get food, go over there, use the kitchen.
When you,
Don't have
when
to
you
go
mean by
out to eat.
common,
They have a place within the hotel where long-term stays.
Yeah, if you're there for a week, you don't want to go out every night.
that's great.
So is that a motion, Howard?
Yeah, it's made a long-winded motion. Only
All right,
because
Scott
Phil's
seconds.
lost interest in us.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Okay, that's approved. If there's no other new business to come before the board, we'll go to public comment. Is there anything, Jen, you have?
We will,
Can we recess this meeting and come back to this meeting after the other two meetings? Because we need an executive session.
Will we be doing any business after that meeting?
After the executive session.
In other words, should we go to public comment then? Okay.
He's got chocolate, so.
Is there any member of the public who would like to address the item?
Yeah, I didn't realize this place you're talking about, the Hilton over there behind Burger King.
Hampton Inn.
Hampton.
Anthony, I only have one problem with that, is we wanted to put in flyers for Chandelier. They have a no, material policy. And I feel that's counterproductive for purposes, we give these tax incentives to promote business in Sullivan County. So if they cannot have any place to have people to put flyers, they have no idea what, people who are coming here have no idea what's available to them. So I
Is
feel.
it possible, and this is not a defense, and I
No,
think
no.
wouldn't respond to, except that I think the biggest issue right now, finding locally, is that people, is always, for some reason, like, there's always pushback. So whether it's the right material, who censors the material, somebody else comes in and wants to, so let's say, do a house of worship, somebody else doesn't think it's appropriate. It's very controversial, because I think it took so long for them to get off the ground and trying to stay above that.
Is it
But
their
I don't
policy or
disagree.
Hilton's?
I don't know.
We went there and they told us it was a policy, I don't,
Yeah, but it's Hilton's policy.
I don't know whose policy it is, but I just find it
Maybe a
counterproductive.
bear in Hilton's cell phone.
Yeah, it's counterproductive to the purposes of for tax incentives. Okay, and
Point well taken. We'll
It
find
is-
out.
It is a point we'll take, a lot of hotels, what I'm seeing they're doing is QR codes and they're just referring to like the tourism sites. So if you want to know anything that's going on in our county, here's the QR code, go there. It's like one thing they put on their desk and they're done.
generally has 2 weeks that happens. So it's not, you're, who's ever promoting tourism is not necessarily going to promote your venue.
Well, they should.
They should, Chandelier should be.
Well, they are, but still, it's.
I mean, it's gonna
too
have,
much of a change.
We don't know whose policy it
Yeah.
is. and
It's a good
We'll find
point.
out. We'll find out.
That's the important.
We'll find out. If it's Hilton policy, we ain't gonna get it changed.
Okay, so we've now recessed. We need a motion to recess the item. Howard and Scott. All in favor? Aye. Okay, so we're now recessed and you want to come back to this meeting after we do the other. two things?
Yeah,
Understand that
For an
correctly?
executive session.
Okay, so we're now, Jen, you're gonna turn that on.
Yep.
So we'll do you want to do the funding for the LGC?
She hasn't. Jan, what do you?